Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am going to show you a way today that you can turn a piece of paper, your child's artwork, just done on a, white lined piece of paper. I'm going to show you how you can turn that into good paper for making a paper bead. This paper right now is kind of flimsy. If you were to make your typical triangle beads out of this paper, the bead itself will not be that strong. You need to add some bulk to it. So that's what we're going to do today. Now you will see this is something that Skylar did over the Christmas holiday when I was with her in Nashville. I just had her doing all kinds of colors, anything she wanted, because I told her I would be turning them all into beads, and I thought I had done all of her pages, but I just found this one, and this one, and this one, and I even love this one, because that will make nice dark beads. So I'm going to use this one for today, and all I'm going to do is answer the phone. Okay, that was a lovely survey that I quickly ignored. A recorded one. I feel so less guilty when I just hang up on a recording. Okay, what I'm going to do is just flip this guy over, and I'm going to take my school glue, but this one is a little bit watered down, just a little tiny bit, a couple drops of water. I keep one bottle with glue that I thin out, and then I always have some full strength glue on hand. And I'm just going to take a paintbrush, and I like to wet it just to make it a little easier to spread the glue. And I'm just going to spread the glue, and I'm just going to make sure I get on the edges. Try to stay in camera. And the only other thing I'm going to use is a magazine page. This is an awesome way to use up magazine pages that are not like pretty enough to make beads. I'm having a hard time with the fact that I'm stuck between my tripod legs, but we're gonna figure this out. All right, so I'm just gonna make sure I take a magazine page that is big enough to cover. So here's a good page to use. Has just, grayish and just wording on one side and gray on the other. And I'm just going to stick it on there. Doesn't matter if it's, uneven. We're going to square it off after. Now, this is just one thickness. Can do more if you want, and if you have wrinkles and stuff, that's okay. It adds to the beauty of the bead. And I'm gonna do one more. I've done as much as 4 thicknesses of magazine pages, so it really just helps to make a bulkier bead, easier to roll, certainly less crushable. You don't have to get every tiny inch of this glued. I just try to make sure I get the edges glued. Okay, I completely had that crooked, so I'm doing it over. Let's see, we'll try this again. See, I was able to still peel it off, and we'll get it back on there. No perfection needed. Thank goodness, because I would fail big time. All right, while this is still damp, I'm going to cut it. Now, let's see if I can get my cutting thingy here. Okay, I obviously don't have this set up the same. Hang on. Okay, I think this is better. It's been a while since I did a craft video and I couldn't remember my setup, but see, I need to be able to put this between the legs of the tripod. I am just going to trim this paper first. We know we don't want those holes of the white lined paper. I will allow myself to throw that away. Okay, let's do these ends next. Just gonna square off those ends. And I'm going to cut triangles, so I'm actually going to just, cut at an angle right here to stop my first triangle. If you need help with the cutting, I have a video about that. I will link you to it below this video. But this is basically to show you how to manipulate the paper. And I'm going to do, now that's a little crooked there, I'm okay with that. I don't know, like at least an inch base triangle. So I'm just going to eyeball it. I don't know if you can quite see that, but I'm sticking the paper out about an inch. There you can see. About an inch away from the cutting blade. And then I put this tip here very close to the blade. So when I cut, I end up with a long skinny triangle. That's what we want. The next piece, I'm going to cut in the opposite direction. So skinny up top, wide at the bottom. Wide, skinny. Skinny, wide. I'm just going to do that all the way. And it's best to go ahead and roll while your paper is damp, because it will just mold better. And if it dries and it's stiff, just dip your fingers in water and wet the paper a bit. So I just like to pre-curl it a little. And that's it. I'm going to start to roll now. Again, if you need a tutorial on this, go check out the video that I have linked below. It'll show you how to make these beads. So I'm just going to just start rolling and rolling and rolling, and I like to add a little bit of glue as I go. Not too much, just enough. And then since these will be play beads for Skylar, I'm not going to bother with glossing them, you know, with this official acrylic gloss medium. So what I do is I just put a nice little coating of glue at the end, so that glue can just dry, and it seals that whole bead. And we have a nice pretty bead. I put this on my little toothpick thingy that I made out of a pie tin to let it dry. So let me just make these. Okay, I just wanted to stop and, whoops, I'm so sloppy. So what I'm saying is that if you were to have used just the white lined paper, the ends of this bead would be very flexible. But in our case, since we've lined it with 2 pages of magazine, it is a very strong bead, and it will be very strong when the glue dries. That's why I can't really touch it right now, so it's just going to stick to me. But it makes, it gives it body. It's almost like adding stabilizer to fabric, so it makes it easier to work with. I have actually made beads with just white lined paper, and they just absorb the glue and they stick to your, whatever you're using to roll the beads, and they're a mess. This way, very, very easy, and it's a great way to use up magazine pages that are not necessarily pretty. Now see this one, this is a leftover. It is not tapered all the way, and I'm going to use it just like this. Let me add a little bit of glue to the end here, and I'm just going to roll this baby because I don't waste anything. And this is going to be like a tapered barrel type bead. Get some glue. Just love doing this. And if you make paper beads, you know exactly what I mean. So there we go. Like I said, these are all beads that will be going to Skylar's basket of beads that I have started for her, which I can show you real quick. Voila! I'm trying to fill this basket, which is quite, whoa, quite deep. Whoa! I'm trying to fill this for her before she comes in a month. So she has plenty of beads to play with. Okay, I'm not going to bother to let these dry because this was really to show you how to manipulate the paper. But you can see it makes some pretty beads, and they're very sturdy, perfect for kids' jewelry. So I hope that next time you say, oh, this magazine page is no good, no pretty colors on it, you'll find a use for it. You can use any kind of paper, even just white copy paper, junk mail, whatever. You just use it as a stabilizer. And enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye!